Ladies and gentlemen, a warm welcome to Marie Ruumet, the Snow Leopard up against Anissa Meksen this weekend on Friday at 1:56. Marie, great to see you. This is a huge fight. Is it the biggest fight in your career?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
How big of a step up in competition is Anissa Meksen? I think it's fair to say she's a legend. What do you feel about her as an opponent and the challenge ahead of you?
Yeah, I'm just happy to have the challenge, and I'm happy to have the opportunity to put my skills to test and see how far up I've come in my level in this sport.
How much respect is there for somebody like her who's multiple-time world champion?
I mean, I always respect all of my opponents, regardless what their titles or how many fights they are, because I know that everybody who does this sport for a living, they sacrifice a lot of things in their life. So I respect everyone pretty much equally, regardless of their achievements.
Going into any fight, how much is the focus on the opponent and how much is the focus on yourself?
I'd say like maybe 60% on myself and 40% on the opponent, because you still have to change up your training depending on your opponent and stuff like that. But I still think the most important thing is you and how prepared you are, how mentally and physically prepared you are.
How much do you watch your opponent's fights and how much do you leave it to your coaches?
I watch a couple of fights, but not too much, because I don't like to stress myself out about this. But yeah, I still watch a couple.
What do you think is most impressive about her and her style?
I think her strong punches and low kicks, and like how she puts them all together in combinations.
Do you see weaknesses there that you can exploit?
I think that's a weakness that a lot of kickboxing fighters have, like as opposed to Muay Thai. Muay Thai is all about timing and breaking your opponent's rhythm. So if you can break a kickboxer's rhythm, then they really can't get close to you and can't throw their flashy combinations.
You're an exceptional talent. Do you feel that confidence that you can shake up the world in this sport?
I definitely wouldn't call myself an exceptional talent, but I'm doing the best I can. And come this Friday, I want to show people that I've trained hard for this.
What do you think is your strongest quality as a fighter and as a person?
I don't know. I think my discipline, like I am always there, always training. And I guess as a fighter, my ability to change my style according to the opponent.
You moved to Marrok Force. How's that move been for you? What's it like over there?
It's great. It's great. I have good training partners, a good trainer. So I'm enjoying it so far.
Who are your main training partners?
Right now I have Jonathan Tobias. He's a really good Thai fighter, fights a lot in Thailand with high-level Thai guys. There's Andrea Lopez and Daniela Lopez. They are very good for like the clinching and sparring and drills and that kind of stuff. And then there's Peter, like a lot of guys that help me a lot.
Do you train with any other one championship fighters like Supergirl and Wonder Girl there also?
Yeah, I also trained with them a couple of times, but for this fight camp, I didn't name them as my main training partners because Supergirl right now is in USA giving seminars, so I couldn't train with her. And Wonder Girl is getting ready for her other fight, so for like MMA. So.
And have you had a chance to train with Denice Zamboanga at all?
A little bit, mostly because we do together our boxing classes. So we've done a little bit boxing together, but that's about it.
How impressed are you with her? Do you think she's a future champion in MMA?
She's good. Her boxing is really good. So if she wants to be the next world champion, she definitely can.
How much would it mean to you to win a world title and one championship?
It would mean a lot. Also, it would mean a lot because right now I'm the first Estonian in one championship, and I would love to get the belt to my country.
Do you plan to compete in both Muay Thai and kickboxing kind of simultaneously, or do you plan to focus on one first and then move to another? Do you have a plan?
Right now, I would like to focus on Muay Thai because I don't really enjoy kickboxing as much. I love the clinch and the elbows, and I don't really like throwing like long combinations.
And in terms of the talent at the moment, is there any other people that interest you in terms of future fights? Like, is there anybody you've noticed or anyone you respect?
Well, yeah, Janet Todd is amazing, of course. Stamp is amazing, but now she's doing more of MMA. But yeah, we'll see if Allycia comes back. I'd be interested in fighting her.
Do you think the biggest factor is you kind of alluded to it before, but is the fact that Meksen is primarily a kickboxer? Do you think, in a way, she's stepping more into your world?
Yeah, I think a little bit. Yeah, I mean, she has had Muay Thai fights before, but ultimately she's still a kickboxer fighter. So if there's any advantage in this fight for me, like this is my advantage.
How how incredible is it just to like kind of live and breathe Muay Thai by living in Thailand? The training you get there is just incredible, right? But what does that mean to you to do it day in, day out?
It's amazing, and I am very grateful to be here and to be also training in Thailand full time. I never in my life thought that this would be possible, but I am literally living the dream now.
The pandemic has caused a lot of people's lives a lot of problems, but for you, are you kind of at all happy? Because I remember when you first made your debut, that was right when no one was putting on fights, and then you came out of nowhere and your debut was incredible. So in a way, did the pandemic turn out well for you? And now you're fighting one of the best ever kickboxers in the world in Muay Thai.
I still think it didn't turn out well for me because if the pandemic wasn't here by now, I would have, I'd say, at least 20 more fights than I have right now. So it definitely break me a lot. It break my training. It break my fighting. So
Right. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you planning to be nice and active now that fights are happening again? Is that your ambition to just get those fights in?
yes, most definitely.
Do people ask you about MMA? Because one championship, there's opportunities to fight in any discipline. Is that something that you will look at in the future?
Yeah, people always keep asking me that left and right, but no. I did MMA a while ago. I also had one fight in One Warrior Series and one other MMA fight outside of one organization. I won one and lost one, but I really didn't enjoy MMA. Like in the training as well, the training is a lot shorter than Muay Thai training. Like sometimes the session is only 1.5 hours, but even during that 1.5 hours, I would like often see myself looking at the time like I'm back in school, like, oh, when is this over? But with Muay Thai, I never have this feeling.
Do you watch MMA? Is there any MMA fighters that you respect?
I watch a little bit, yeah. I don't really have any favorites in MMA, although I do like Tony Ferguson. He's wild.
What do you like about Tony?
His elbow strikes and the fact that he just does like the most random stuff ever.
He's a character. And in terms of Muay Thai, who is your biggest inspiration?
Um, I'd say right now maybe Superbon, especially because of how he handled his last opponent. It's pretty much the same, like the same picture as my fight. The other guy is a kickboxer and he's a Muay Thai fighter, and he just handled his pressure and his punches so well.
How much respect do you have for him as well? Because last time he fought Murat, he lost. So mentally, to get over that, how cool was that?
No, yeah, that's amazing.
Do you think his knockout against Petrosyan goes down as one of the best of all time?
Oh, for sure. I watched the event live, and I just couldn't believe it when it happened.
Do you watch kind of classic fights, or do you watch your own fights to get in the mood before you head into your next fight?
Not really, like nothing special like that.
Do you like being the underdog? Does it take the pressure off? Because a lot of people will be talking about Anissa Meksen because of her achievements, but does that work for you?
Yeah, I don't mind at all. For me, it's a win-win situation right now.
Awesome. And I guess if you win this fight, does that put you on a direct path to the title?
Maybe, I don't know, because she is a kickboxing fighter, and there are other girls also in Muay Thai division like Alma Unico. So maybe they will give me one more fight and then a title shot.
How much would you like to fight Stamp one day?
I would love to fight her. It would be cool.
And if they offered you a mixed rules fight, because it seems to be very popular in one, I know you said you don't like MMA, but would you be open to that if the money was good and the opponent was good?
I mean, yeah, never say never.
If you could fight any opponent in mixed rules, who do you think would be the coolest opponent?
I'm not sure.
Fair enough. And finally, how much will you be intrigued by the Jackie Buntan Smilla Sumet fight in the co-main? Will you be keeping an eye on that in terms of, I know they're different weight class, but you might meet one of those girls one day. So will you be paying attention?
No, I definitely want to see that fight. Really looking forward to. It's a good matchup, and yeah, I think it'll be a good fight.
Awesome. Maximum respect. The Snow Leopard. Thanks for the interview. I appreciate it.